going on? Well, here we are. Uh, I think I've done it. I'm about ready to do the first test. I've been working on this thing so long, working out all the little details of what goes where and how. I, I'm, I actually compacted a lot of these circuits though in my head and ran little tests to see how the circuit would look and act compacted. So when I rebuild this and make the tutorial, it will actually be, I guess, simplistic. I figured out a better way to do it than I did it, but I didn't want to tear it down. I was about halfway through and I'm like, oh, that would have worked. A little disappointed. But the circuitry is all the same. This thing right here is the base format of what I made. Now I figured out a better way to align the wiring is really what it is, so that I don't have to have all these jumbles. And the concept is each one of these is a binary logic circuit. That's all it really is. And that takes an... Ooh. See, this is why it's good to do these things. Because then you get to see little things like that. But yeah, it's a binary logic circuit that basically, if there's a signal coming down this line, and there is a signal coming down this line, it will reach here. When they reach here, this thing is going to test. If there's only one signal on this on one side, this will stay off. But when the signal reaches in here, if it's on both sides, both of these lamps will turn off, or lamps, torches! I went through various types of lighting until I remembered what it's called. Okay, so this torch will turn on and it will lock these two before it goes through and it will cut off. And what that does is that removes one circuit from here. So basically, this particular light is no longer emitting, this particular light is no longer emitting. Each one of these represents a line from an opposite side. So this is from the player dice, this is from the dice that's the house's dice, if you would. And it goes through the whole thing to a series of these different circuitries of towers of little, they're my processors. They're my binary logic processors. I worked out exactly what I needed myself too. I'm very proud of that. That's where I built this. I had to clone it up here because I ran out of room underneath. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to build this on a flat world that low. No, won't work. So I got lazy here at the end, and once I finally had the entire brain, so to speak, built, I set it up. This input should be to this side, this input should be to that side, provided I've done this correctly. So this is my first inaugural test. This should work. Whoops. Okay, I need a button. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it's rolling there. It's rolling there. Oh my god, it's going. And this side definitely won with all 6. The logic circuit should be firing. Why is the logic circuit? Yeah, the logic circuits are firing. It it worked the first time. Oh, moonwalk, moonwalk, moonwalk. Oh, worked the first time. First time I tested it. Oh my god. It, let's try this again. That could have been a fluke. It should reset by now. Why is it not reset? Ah. Well, I guess the best thing to do is this. a reset button. Okay, I gotta work out the timing on the reset circuit. So it didn't 100% work first time, but my brain worked. I can't believe the brain worked. And this, because these two circuits combined is what resets it. So this should reset it without dealing any damage. Why didn't it reset it? Lever, maybe? Maybe that's the thing. The pulse isn't long enough. This should be resetting. Oh. Is that powering that? It must be. This is gonna require a little thought. Well, I've already troubleshooted the only problem, and the problem, I mean, it's simple. It's this, right here. This circuit is the problem. This redstone repeater is keeping this locked. Or maybe this is keeping this locked. This is somehow being kept locked. Well, that's not going to be too hard to figure out. But this whole thing is pretty much done. I'm done working on it for now. It's pretty much done. I mean, it's gonna be like a month or two before I put a freaking how-to and all that, but that's after the reset of the server, so thank you guys. If you enjoyed this little chaotic test of my thing, well, I've got to reset these. Test it out a few times, see if it actually runs. I think it does, though. It worked the first time right there. I mean, everything worked except for the reset. But that's easy. The brain, all that worked. It calculated out which side won. It did it. Uh, it's amazing. Well, I had an ingenious idea as I was drifting off to sleep last night of how to fix the reset problem. It's so much simpler than I thought. First off, I'm gonna go into all this chaos here, which isn't actually chaos, it's actually really well organized. I didn't need this circuit. This was the one I just added, well, last night I added. As far as the video is concerned, I literally just added this to try to manually reset. Wait a minute. That part is supposed to be there though. So what I figured out last night when I was thinking about it is I just need to move this line over one, take something like this going on. And that'll be the reset. Minimal effort, minimal manipulation. I have to change, of course, the redstone itself, which really isn't that difficult. I'm gonna have to move my redstone line over. I think it's best to move it over this way so that I don't interfere with this hopper and lock it up with my reset. Or no, this would be off if this was pulled out. Thoughts, but I'm gonna set this up and that'll be the last little glitch fixed. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I am planning on making a little video on, well, I guess it's not really going to be that little, but a video on actually how to make this. And I'm also going to be making a redstone, how you figure out redstone, I guess, video. It's like, I'm going to put some circuits together, show them off the things that you need to know, a few little things like that, and then how basically the mindset that comes to inventing, like, this brain. It looks all chaotic, and I figured out a much more compact way of doing it, as I've said, but it's great, actually. It's so... there's so much going on. It's a huge redstone creation. It's Mumbo-worthy, I guess you could say. I mean, this is the epitome of my creations. I've never made anything quite like this. This is the ultimate creation by me in redstone. This represents my evolution from a builder and a basic player to an actual redstoner. I will make this machine is my baby. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and enjoy the machine when it finally does come out. I'll make a tutorial. Like I said, I promise I will make a tutorial. It just might take a minute because I'm a little burnt. I know I just said that goodbye and all that, but I'm recording this clip because I just discovered an interesting mechanic I've never seen in Minecraft before. I never noticed it. Watch. That's a solid block. That's a piston. Are we looking at actual quasi-connectivity in Bedrock? Piston update? I mean, this shouldn't work. This shouldn't work. If you got an explanation, I'd love you to leave an explanation in the comments. Well, sorry for this little last bit that was probably unexpected, but I was busy working on that thing up there and I discovered this. Has anybody discovered this circuit before? I don't know. I'm also taking a quick screenshot that I'm going to be putting up on Discord.